Hey guys, Terry with Computer Pro. Let's get into a quick review. A couple of people asked about the tool layout and what we keep in the bag, but it's kind of a review on the Tech Pac. It's a really nice bag, made really well. As you can see, the bottom's got a hard plastic shell, so it sits in water, whatever. It's totally protected. Everything on this bag is rugged, like super rugged. It feels very strong and stiff, basically. Handle, look at that thing. I don't know if you can get the camera up there, but it's, you know, got these steel pins in it. It's just it's a monster, okay? And they did really cool reinforcement stuff too. Like, for example, it's a backpack. It opens on both sides. And the cool thing is when you wear it like a backpack, the stress marks or the stress is going to be on the stitching itself where it connects, right? So what they did, this kind of ingenious thing here, is they've got this metal piece that you take this off, and then that way you can get to the back of the backpack. But when you wear a backpack, like I said, all the strain is on where it's stitched together. So that would be the weak point. So this is a solid piece here, okay? So to carry the load of that, they made it so you simply take this here and you hook it under here. And then now when you wear it as a backpack, it's pulling from the metal pins here. So it takes all the load off of the stitching area. So really cool. And then to get into it, like I said, you just bend it forward and it comes off. It just hangs out of the way. The other cool thing is in this little pocket here, there's a nice metal hook that comes out if you want to hang it on something, I guess, if you're on a ladder or whatever. It's kind of heavy, but it seems like it can support the weight. So just cool things like that. That I really like, but I like the layout of it, and there's a little pocket. It just gets pushed back in that pocket there, okay? So as far as the actual backpack, what I do is I keep my drill, my daily, I wish Makita had it. This is a subcompact. It's their subcompact line. I've got Milwaukee's, mainly Milwaukee stuff. I love hydraulic impacts. This is a surge, and when you screw something in and it, like or a bolt or something, and it starts to impact, you hear that bam, 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 bam. It's super loud in clients' offices and so forth. The hydraulic impacts have oil. They're like oil infused somehow. I don't know the technology behind it, but the hydraulic ones, that loud hammering noise is lessened tremendously. It's just, instead of a bam, 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 you just kind of hear this. It's just really neat. They have a 12-volt version of it. And here's what really stinks. You see how these kind of have the same shape, basically, right? If I can get down here. They're like a standard drill. The 12-volt line has this weird angle to it, and I just don't like it. I like these guys. They feel great, And so their Makita's subcompact line is kind of a weird hybrid, right? It's the size of a 12-volt, but it has 18-volt power to it. So it's kind of a new territory. They call it their subcompact line. So it's in between. It's 12-volt size, but 18-volt power. So as your daily just screw things in, this is really cool. I just wish they had an oil infused or a hydraulic version of that. I'd grab that in a heartbeat. Okay, so because of the size, I was keeping this inside. But to be honest, it fits perfect if I just drop it in there and it holds it tight. I can adjust these if I need to. So I carry this on the outside. Then I have it with me really quick whenever I need it, okay? So from the outside and then in here, it's just a deep pocket, which is why I like holding it there. This is just a pocket. I don't have anything in there right now. It could fit business cards. It's kind of tight, but it's a little pocket. In here, this Velcro is where I keep business cards, as you can see there. And then in the back, and I know there's a window in back, the lighting's kind of messed up. Big old window there. It makes it hard, but I keep my stickers for racks and stuff like that. So got a bunch of stickers back there and my business cards there. That way they're readily accessible if I'm in with a client. I don't have my clipboard and all that. At least I have, if I have my tool bag, I have our logo stuff to put on racks, and I have some business cards to hand out. So, okay, then the main part, on the outside, just to finish it, I use these all the time. That's why I keep them on the outside. Super quick cutters. These are just Fiskar shears. They're the way they're designed. They're not like tin snips, but they kind of are. They're a lot stronger than regular scissors. As a matter of fact, these don't even cut like paper very well, but cutting wires and so forth, man, this is it. This is the ticket right there. So quick and nice and easy. My favorite by far. I don't see them in stores anymore, so you got to get them from Amazon, which is good because they're cheap. But yep. So standard tape rolls. It's got a tape loop. This, believe it or not, doesn't fall out. It rides really tight. It's my main ratcheting screwdriver. It's got this extra piece here that's thicker, and I think that fits inside here, which is why it holds it snug. See where it kind of goes in there, and that keeps it very tight. So it doesn't because on some of them, you put them on the outside and they flop around, they get caught on stuff. That guy fits in there tight, so it's perfect. The other side, it's got a standard tape measure holder, D-rings all over for stuff. Aside from that, I keep Sharpies, pencil. It's one of those click pencils that you don't have to sharpen, right? Just to make marks for drilling and so forth. So we got that. And this pencil's new. I lost my other one, so it's kind of stiff, but I guess that's as far as it goes. But if they feel good, like they won't really fall out. I don't tip this upside down too much. So no problem there. It sits, because of the way it's on that plastic base, it sits up. Totally, you can see it there. It just rides straight up. It's really nice. It doesn't tilt. It's very sturdy. Okay, as far as the tools, so this opens up here. There's, I don't know if you can see it, there's a sewn-in magnet. This is a little magnet thing, so you can drop like super quick needed bits, drill bits. I just throw them on there, the ones I use a lot, and they stay perfect. There's a couple big pockets. This has another, I think this you hook in here so it doesn't open all the way down. Maybe if there's water on the ground or something, but never really been in that situation. Don't work outside too much, but there's a big pocket there. Another pocket here. You can kind of see through this one. And this one, I just keep a magnetizer, very handy. A quick little multi-nut driver if I just have to tighten something up. And that's pretty much it there. For my main tools, a stubby hammer, because I don't do a lot with the hammer. I'm not a carpenter per se. We do a lot of wiring and stuff. A lot of times we'll have to pound in, wire holders, whatever. So I just need a nice stubby hammer. It fits in here good. Flashlight, of course, and razor, level, putting up boxes and so forth. The other thing, let's see. Oh, there's a pocket over there. That's why. Okay, there. Hanging on here is a quick wire grab, and that is, if you just can't reach a wire in a ceiling tile, it extends really quick. It's got a hook on the end. You can just reach and pull it. Actually, very, very, very handy. I just keep that guy hanging there. Let's see what else. As far as my main, these are the Knipex stuff. Knipex, I don't know, there's different ways to pronounce it, but these are awesome. They're those German-made ones, a little bit more expensive, but, they positively lock into place. And I'm sure you guys have all seen these. They sell them at Menards and Home Depot, I believe. Very, very, very nice stuff. I also have my electrician's pliers are the same. So Knipex brand electrician's pliers, very sharp. They work phenomenal. These are a little bit smaller size ones. Like I said, we're not working outdoors on big lines, so this is just so handy. Like, this is my favorite electrician's pliers. I've got some oddball stuff. Knipex again. Oh, it's another German company. I don't know if it's a subsidiary of them. It might be, but some weird angled needle nose. These work really nice for getting into boxes and places and so forth. Really nice stuff. A couple spare spots here. Got a really cheap, we got good lasers too, but this is just a really cheap, like, if I'm going to place a box and I know where my studs are, but I'm kind of eyeballing it. Like if I see the studs on top and I want to know how far I am from it, instead of measuring, I can just laser this up really quick. It's just so much faster and easier, right? my favorite cheap Menard screwdrivers, insulated. They don't mark them, so I put a Phillips and straight on them, but I use these guys all the time. And an inspection mirror, which I don't really use, but it's there. A little Autoloader screwdriver with little teeny bits of different, you know, Phillips, little tiny stuff. We don't do little tiny stuff too much. In the shop we do, on site we don't, but in case, I like to have it. This is just one of the, oh, what do you call that? The Byte Brothers or Tech Brothers? There's some name for their stuff. Actually, Racketeers stuff. Yeah, they make, I think these are Racketeers also. But at any rate, this is just a stud finder. It's very, very, very handy. You just swing it near the wall. It's a rare earth magnet. It sticks up on the wall. And actually, I have a couple of them. The other ones are in the van, but I can just stick 2 of them on, and I can see exactly where my studs are. So I don't have to, you know, mark or measure. These just dangle there, and then I know where to drill and so forth. So really, really, really handy. It's probably the best quick and cheap stud finder really that there is. And I just leave that there. That's attached just because it's magnetic. This is just a Dewalt right angle adapter in case I got to squeeze in. This goes on your drill, and you put your bit in there, and then it's just a right angle adapter. Milwaukee makes one. Dewalt makes one. You know, it's just a standard right angle adapter. This is my measuring tool. It's just a Bosch distance in case I have to measure instead of a tape. These are nice for large areas, rooms, whatever. And let's see what else is in here. Oh, a couple Allen wrench sets. I'm not going to pull the other one out, but there's just different red and blue, metric and SAE. Color-coded Racketeers nut driver bits. Very, 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 very handy. I usually know, like this is 9/16, or this is 5/16, I'm sorry, 1/2. I just know them, like when I get to certain boxes, I know I need a red, I need a yellow, and that's kind of how those work. But let's see what else is on this side. That's pretty much it. It's not fully set up yet. I just got this, but I'm just trying to, you know, get it laid out efficient. So that's kind of the tool side. I've got room for a bunch more stuff in here, especially now. I was keeping my drill in here like this, and it worked fine. It fit, but I keep it on the outside now, which gives me more room inside, and it's easier access. So there's that. And on the other side is where it's like meters and those kind of tools. And how we've got that. Let's see, we've got our 2-way radios here. Boy, the lighting is terrible. I'm looking on my phone here, and it just, maybe that's that backlight. It makes it really hard to see, so hopefully this comes out. This in here, I have a standard Fluke multimeter. It's the, what do you call it? Like the solenoid kind where it'll vibrate at you, but it has a leads, regular multimeter functions too, but just a quick check. It'll go all the way down to, there's continuity tester. It'll go down to low voltage stuff, 12, 24, 48, all the way up to 600. Usually we work with 120. We're not electricians, we don't do that, but we like to identify if voltage is present, so 120 is a common thing for us. Same thing here, it's just a volt alert pen. You put it near voltage, it picks it up. So kind of quick and handy. In the back, I did a separate video on it. That's one of those circuit analyzers. You just plug it in, and it tells you can run load tests, like under 15 amp load. It'll tell whether there's a 60 hertz cycle in the AC circuit, what the voltage is. It measures voltage drop under load. So you put, because if you have like I mentioned in my other video, if there's a PC or laptop or system that, kind of flakes out and reboots, and you bring it in your shop and test it and everything's fine. A lot of times there's kind of flaky voltage. And you can't, if you just put a meter on it or one of those dummy plugs that tell if it's wired right, it doesn't, you have to put it under load and see what the voltage drops to. And if it gets near, say 120 volt circuit, it starts getting around down to with enough of a voltage drop, say it's on the end of the circuit and there's a lot of resistance or impedance when you're dealing with AC circuitry, and you're down to say 108 volts. That's where electronics start getting flaky. So That's handy to have for testing. A little baby USB tester, little Klein. Plug it in, it just tests power to USB. It's pretty handy. We've got those in the shop too. Just some extra bits up here. I don't know what I'm going to keep in here yet. The bits really belong on that side, but there were these little pockets here, so whatever. So in the front here, I've got Microtest scanner with the opposite side plug, Microscanner Pro. It's now owned by Fluke and maybe Netscout. I believe Fluke has this, and because they sold, there's this thing where they own some Netscout stuff, and the names change a bunch of times, but this is really handy. This has a TDR in it, but all it really does is tell you, line up your pairs and tell you if they match up. But it also has a TDR, so it'll tell you length of pairs and so forth. It also has a toner feature, so you can put tone on it and find it with a probe. But it's analog as far as that goes. We've had that forever, actually. And so the better tone and probe kit, Fluke makes a digital tone and probe kit that's really, really, really nice. So it's hard to explain the difference between analog and digital. But if there's, if it goes to a switch or something like that, with analog, the signal can kind of dissipate, where with digital, it's just a stronger, clearer signal. So I tend to use this. And actually, this product here has a really good, kind of does the same simple, dumb wires 1 through 8 test. Like once I say I hook it in here, I put it on tone, I put this on tone, right? It basically tones the wire and finds it. Once I find it, if you're in a stack of wires, if you have a plug, you can actually unplug it, put it in here, and then if you're getting tone, it's positively identifies the wire. And then say this is a couple rooms away, okay, so you don't have access to this, you found the wire, then a quick and dirty test is you just, once it's toned out and it's toning, you just switch it over to cable map, and then it blinks in order. It'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then it'll pause, then it'll do it again, 1, 2, 3, 4. If one of the wires weren't, like if they didn't all match up, 1 through 8, say 4 was off, it would literally, you would see it go, 1, 2, 3, and then it would kind of wait, and then 5, 6, 7. So it's a quick, and it doesn't certify or anything like that. Obviously, it's just do the pairs match up. But it's really handy. Where before this, I used to tone it with the old school, toners, like the telco toners, basically. And then I'd have to pull out this and check the wire map. But now you can do that all in one thing. It's so much handier. This is really, really nice. And what else do we have in here? I was hoping more tools would fit in here, but it's not that big, but I guess that's good because it's getting pretty heavy as it is. And then next to it, I've got a Linksprinter. Very, very, very handy. Just a simple little dumb tool. It just lights up, but then it gives you a nice report to your phone, but it's super handy. Like you say there's a, somebody has a PC problem, there's a line of PCs. You show up, and you don't know whether, you used to have to pull out your laptop and try to get online, and say if somebody can't get online, okay, and you just unplug from the Ethernet port, and then you just plug in this guy, and it's so small and durable. You plug in this, hit the button. The first thing it does is tell you if there's power over Ethernet. If there's not, do you have a link to something? And they just light up sequentially. So, and it will, not get past that if it doesn't get it. So if it's not getting an address, DHCP is not going to show past, right? But it literally just goes, is there a link? And it's fast, like 30 seconds. It's like 1, 2, 3, and the whole thing is like 30-second test, right? So you plug it in. Do you have a link? Yes. Are you pulling an address? Yes. Can you ping the gateway? Yes. Can you ping the public cloud? Like it pings either Google or maybe some DNS service outside. I forget. I think it pings some Google server. But so it kind of tells you, networking wise, everything you really need to know. So what that does as a quick and dirty 30-second test is that tells you instantly, is it the PC that's having a problem, or is it the some network issue? Is it the line, the jack, whatever? Because if I'm not getting out with this, This doesn't have a virus, or there's no operating system configuration error on this that's going to stop me. So if this isn't getting out, then we know that it's not the PC. We have to look at the actual networking part. If this gets out fine, then we know the wiring's fine. It's pulling an address. It's getting out to the internet. Now we can just strictly look to the PC. So as a quick and dirty tester, they're super, super handy. And a lot of people compare these two. They say, hey, it's not that full featured, but it's really not. It's meant to be that super quick and dirty tester. And as far as doing that, it excels. I don't think there's anything on the market that's as nice as this for those kind of quick and dirty, is it this or that test. And then even though it has dummy lights here, once it goes all the way through, it does literally within probably 20 seconds, it sends a report to your email that you just whip out your cell phone and boom, then it shows you the actual IP address, whether it was full duplex, whether it was gigabit, you know, what the gateway was. So you do get a lot of info that you can throw in a report. It's really cool stuff. So anyway, that's it. Oh, in here, another magnet. If I wanted to throw a bit, right? It's just a little magnet plate, which is kind of neat, you know. In here, another big deep pocket. I keep some little test cables, and I've got to put some more in there. Like I said, this is new. I just got it. In here, I keep some batteries. That's where I keep all my replacement batteries. I think I've got a 9-volt in there. A little twist tie. Got to get some more 9 volts. These drive or run. Most of these things run off 9 volts, so got to get some more put in there. Nothing's worse than running out of batteries when you're into a job and you got to run to store. So never again, right? Little two-way radio that we have when we're doing wiring jobs. It's just handy. So I keep that in here too. So that's it. That is pretty much everything I need. Folds up really tight. Like I said, it's got this nice reinforced clip here. Just clip that guy in and you're good to go. And then what I've been doing, like I said, is just, and that's how I carry it. So it's pretty much like that. Works out really, really, really good. I try to keep this over. This is actually fairly tight. It looks loose, like it would fall out, but unless this tips over, this is going to be fine. And I use these all the time. That's why I keep them on the outside. I know it looks kind of funny, but so that's the setup and how I run the tools in it.